Hello, lovelies. I'm so glad that you're here for the Christmas house tour. I thought I would fluff up the wreath a little bit before we go inside. Actually, this is one of my little tricks for decorating for the holidays, because I don't know about you, but I would love to deck the halls in fresh eucalyptus and rosemary and bay leaf, but that is not possible. So sometimes I will go to the thrift and pick up a faux wreath and then go around the property and grab greens and just wedge them in. We're out in the country, nobody sees the house, we're tucked so far back. So it gives the illusion as you pull up the driveway that there is a real wreath on the door. Now what I think we should do if you want to see real greens is we'll go in the kitchen entrance, because I did a really fun swag on the porch post that I would love to show you before we get started. Here we are. This is the entrance to the kitchen off the potager and the courtyard here. And we have an old porch post, just giving the illusion for some structure here. And what I did was I took some florist wire and a ton of greenery from the woods, some dehydrated oranges and just random berries and this big twig that I found, and just sort of wired it all together to give this beautiful cascading arch for guests that come. This is our rack where we hang our sunbonnets and gardening hats in the summer, and I just found a scarf at the Goodwill and some greenery, and it's just a beautiful welcoming entrance. I'm going to take you out front really quick and show you this fabulous vintage Merry Christmas sign that's from an old department store rooftop, and then we'll go inside for the house tour. Freezing out there, so I had to pour a cup of coffee, get warmed up. Actually, this is the perfect time of day for this tour because the sun is going down, the house is getting cozier and cozier, and I thought the best place to start would be the kitchen because it is cozy central in here. Now, I wanted to go all out in the kitchen, so I started by swapping out some of the fabric to really change the look. I went to a little shop in town and got a big, giant plaid tablecloth, and I got blood from a turnip with this tablecloth. I cut it up as much as I could. I made 2 skirts, one for the island and one for the sink, and 3 curtain balances. It totally changed the look of the kitchen. It's perfect. It's like your 1980s quintessential plaid. I love it. I've also decorated the mantle and just had a lot of fun with swags and tucking in some rose hips and natural things here and there. I think that this kitchen came out wonderfully. We've been baking a ton of cookies, macarons, just spending a brilliant amount of time in here. The kids have been making cranberry and popcorn garland, and it's the perfect place for us to make these memories. This is 1 year we're coming up on in this house. The kitchen looks totally different than it did a year ago. I'm gonna show you around, and then we'll go room to room. Like I said, it's the perfect time because the sun is setting and it's just going to get cozier and cozier. So are you ready? this is the pretty room. We call it that because it's actually the one room we have done no projects in. That sounds weird, but the room was pretty good when we moved in last year, and so we put our furniture in and sort of took a deep breath because we had a place to go to get away from all the remodeling. And so we call it the pretty room. In fact, Joel calls it the magnificent room. And so in that theme, I went with golds and tinsels and pewters and things like that for my Christmas decor. I thought it went really well with my brass peacocks and the antique clock that we have. I love this room. I love the natural woodsy look of all the greens, but I do love a little glitz and glam, so I'm getting my kicks in this room with that. Okay, we're almost to the point of the tour that you've been waiting for. I've been waiting. I can't wait to show you the Christmas tree. For the first time in my life, I have a cathedral ceiling, and so I told Joel I have to have a big old Queen Victoria Christmas tree, like with Queen Victoria and Prince Albert and all the children underneath. This tree is huge. It's got to be 10 feet. It's beautiful. Let's go look at it. About 10 days ago, I made a trip out to the wood for a ton of fresh greens, and I've got them all over the house. But my trick is halfway through the season, I get another round of fresh, take out the really crispy ones, put in some new ones. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to stuff the stockings with fresh greens. It's one of my favorite things to do because the stockings have gold glitter on them, and I think the live greens with the glitter looks great, and it gives them some content until they're packed with little treats. thank you for joining me for a tour of the house. This is an incredibly magical, very special time of year for my family and I. We're coming right upon our 1-year anniversary of living here in Door County, and so we had such a great time decking the halls in comparison with last year, being surrounded by moving boxes and having our little Charlie Brown tree. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, happy Christmas, a joyeux Noël, a bonne année, what else? Happy New Year, and I will see you very soon. A bientôt.